Flow Roofing's team of installers donated their labor, and we donated materials, and we all got together for a big work day, and we replaced this lady's roof for free. And it was so cool. Me and the owner of Flow Roofing, his name's Phil, we got to go out and like literally just walk up to her house. She had no idea we were coming. She had no idea we were going to give her a roof. We just knocked on her door, and we kind of poked and prodded around, asked her some questions because there's tarps all over her roof.
Yeah.
And kind of like tricked her, I hate to say that, into telling her story a little bit. And then we kind of just dropped the bombshell, and Phil's like, hey, actually I own a roofing company, and Mason owns a company that makes metal roofing, and if it's all the same to you, we're just going to show up tomorrow and replace your roof, no cost.
Guys, welcome into another episode of the Cutting Up Podcast. Today we have the owner, the founder, well, I guess co-owner, co-founder. We'll give Adam a little bit of credit. We got Mason Burchett. He is the man that partially the man that got me started on this journey. He has a couple other podcasts that we're going to talk about in this video, but he actually had me on a guest, and that was the first time I'd been a guest on a podcast, and he opened me up in this industry, and he encouraged me, and now if you guys don't like this, then he's to blame. So
it's my fault.
Yep, there it is.
Nasty hate mail.
Mason, appreciate you coming in today. How we doing?
Good, bro.
Doing all right?
Yeah,
busy day for you? Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's get a good haircut going too.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Up. So we've done it multiple times now. We doing the same as always, or you want to switch anything up here?
Give me the usual.
Give you the usual. Yep. Do a one on the sides, kind of blend it up to the top. Put the hard part in.
That's right.
Comb it over. You want me to line up the beard and everything too?
Line it up.
Let's do it, my man. Let's do it. Awesome, my man. So how are we doing? So we are a couple months into the start of True Metal Supply. When did you guys open up?
We opened up last September.
September.
Yeah, and part of it feels like it's been a decade, and part of it feels like it just happened last month. But yeah, we're a few months in, man, and I gotta tell you, I'm tired. But I'm so juiced. It's going better than I could have imagined.
You gotta start delegating some of those tasks, man, getting them off your plate.
Yeah, I mean, we had a plan to hire, but it's like here, and we need team members, so apply online.
There it is. So let's talk about it. So it's metal roofing, right? And I don't know much about the roofing industry, especially not the metal roofing industry. So what's the difference between metal roofing, shingles, pros, cons? What do y'all do?
Dude, you just asked me all the loaded questions. So yeah, True Metal Supply is a manufacturer of metal roofing products. And a lot of people hear metal roofing, they automatically think commercial, industrial, warehouses, malls, whatever. And that's certainly applicable, but 99% of our business is residential roofing.
Wow.
So it's going on somebody's home. So metal roofing is largely a residential product. We work directly with the public. We talk to homeowners. We of course talk to installers and contractors and the guys that are actually putting on the roof, but we've got a showroom where homeowners can actually come in and see samples, and they can go on our website and upload a picture of their home and see what a metal roof would look like on their actual home. Super cool. And that's what we do. We call ourselves a customer service company that just happens to sell metal roofing. We love working with people, hanging out with people, solving people's problems.
That's good, man. I like that because that's kind of the same, belief behind, what I do here, and the fact that I said this before on the show, and I tell my clients all the time, but there's a million different people you can get your haircut from. I mean, There's so many shops in Knoxville, there's so many barbers that are more talented than I am, you know what I mean? And I know I'm never gonna be, or nor do I necessarily wanna be the absolute best barber as far as the haircutting aspect, but what I like to pride myself more in is the customer service and the experience, you know what I mean? I may not have some of the talents that other people have there, but I can make up ground on that by being able to carry conversation and being able to put my clients first, because I think that customer service and experience the product obviously is important, but I think they're equals, you know what I mean? And so many people sometimes strive on just the metal roof or just the haircut or just whatever the product is, but then they don't think about the customer side and the experience on their end, you know what I mean? I think that's so important to put the people first, you know what I mean?
Yeah, people don't realize this is actually just a sports betting ring that's just disguised as a barber shop. No, I'm just kidding. But it really is. You hit the nail on the head. It really is an experience. It will save that for a different episode.
There we go.
Yeah, but like, I mean, buying a roof is a costly thing. Like, it's not cheap to replace a roof.
Right.
And people spend a lot of money with us, and we don't want them just to feel like it's a transaction. After we take their money, we want them to know True Metal Supply is still there for them. We're still a customer support system. We're still an ally. We're still a resource long after the transaction takes place. And that's how I felt coming here, dude. Like, the first time I came here, got my hair cut, I was like, yeah, this is the place to be. You're not just getting your hair cut, it's an experience. You're hanging out,
yeah.
It's good service, it's good company, good atmosphere. All of that stuff matters.
So sell me real quickly. I'm a new homeowner.
Yeah.
Let's say I just bought this house. It's got a really bad roof. I'm looking for a new roof. I don't know which direction to go. I call you guys up, say, hey, saw you online.
Yep.
Interested. Why a metal roof?
Why a metal roof? So the most traditional form of roofing is asphalt shingles. Most people have asphalt shingles on their house. And so that's typically what we're competing with. Why would you get a metal roof instead of asphalt shingles?
Yep.
Isn't a metal roof way more expensive? That's the first myth. It's not. There's several different styles of metal roofing, Jonas, and our core product is called Tough Rib, is actually dollar for dollar competitive with a comparable asphalt shingle.
Wow.
And so that's like the first myth that we kind of have to bust. The second one would be metal roofing is one of the most energy efficient building materials that you can actually use on a home. Asphalt shingles are an oil-based product, right? It's literally asphalt. The road is up on your roof. It's the same thing that you're driving on. And because of that, it retains an enormous amount of heat. And so you're transferring a lot of that heat into your home, causing your HVAC system to work harder. If you've ever been up on a roof during the day, metal roof or otherwise, it's super hot. Get back on that roof when the sun goes down. If it's an asphalt shingle roof, it's still hot because it's retaining a lot of heat. If you get on a metal roof, as soon as the sun goes down, it's cool because while it heats up during the day, it's not retaining heat, it's reflecting it. And so you have an enormous amount of energy savings. Oak Ridge National Laboratories, right up the road from us in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, did a study on metal roofing and found that it can save homeowners up to 30% on their cooling costs just because of how reflective it is. So that's a big savings, and that's a big reason that people switch to metal. One of the biggest reasons, especially around here where we get a lot of storms, is durability. It's Class 4 impact resistant. It has the highest wind uplift rating of any roofing material. It's not combustible, so it's completely fire resistant. All of those things outperform asphalt shingles. And so you're not going to have holes in your roof when there's a hailstorm. Your roof's not going to blow off because of the wind. If a metal roof comes off your house, then you're in a tornado, right? And you've got bigger problems than just the roof at that point anyways. So it outperforms in every area, Jonas.
I'm sold. When can you come out?
Yeah,
Let's do it. Can we do it in the shop too?
That's the good thing about local manufacturing. I'm glad you said that. Jonas, if you ordered a metal roof for me today, I would have it in Barbers United parking lot tomorrow. We make it right here in Knoxville.
Actually?
For real.
Actually, that.
For real. I would go make it right after this haircut, and I would look good while I'm doing it with this fresh haircut.
That is true. You would look good doing it.
And then I would bring it out here and roll it off in your parking lot. For real. We have same or next day service on metal roofing.
That's insane. Is that typical or no? Is it?
It's not.
It's not.
It's a competitive advantage. I mean, a lot of people are waiting, a week, 2 weeks, sometimes longer for building materials on their projects. And we only use American steel. We manufacture right here in the city, and we have our own fleet. We handle all of that ourselves, so we're able to offer that kind of service.
Wow, that's incredible. So let's talk about your journey in creating True Metal Supply. How long have you been in the metal roofing industry in the business?
I tripped into the industry about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I got a job doing grunt work in a warehouse, stocking inventory and that kind of stuff. And it was for a similar company, much larger. And I kind of cut my teeth on the industry there and got to know it, learned how to operate some machines, and decided it was something I liked. And kind of advanced to the industry and really got plugged in, started networking, and that's where it's at. You got to network to get work. And made a lot of good connections in the industry, and worked my way up through the ranks. with another company and had some differences in business philosophy. And, you know, this is America, and it's the American way to go out and do something your own, carve your own path. And honestly, Dave Ramsey was a big inspiration for me. I read his book, EntreLeadership. And
I've read that.
I just like the idea of just going out, you know, and killing something and dragging it back to the cage and feeding it, you know. And I was just like, I'm going to do that, you know. I can go. And I watched this documentary on the History Channel, The Men Who Built America. Have you seen that?
I don't think I have.
You got to watch it. It's the most motivational thing in the freaking world. And it's like talking about how Andrew Carnegie built the steel industry in America. And I was like, yeah, I want to build the metal roofing industry. I want to do this myself. And so we did. I said, what the heck, let's do it. So I sold my house. I sold everything else. The kids started getting scared because they thought they were next. And poured all of our money into this business and started it up and haven't looked back since, bro.
Wow. So when did you decide, okay, we're opening? You said you actually opened in September.
Yeah.
When did you decide in your head? I know obviously Adam is a part of this journey as well.
Yeah.
When did you guys say, you know what, we're gonna do this? And then how long did it take before you actually opened the doors?
Yeah, you know, that's a great question. You know, there's a lot of things kind of just live in your head as a pipe dream for a long time, and there's not a lot of wheels behind it. And like the nature of this business, it's a really capital intensive venture. I mean, so we've got a lot of really expensive machinery, a lot of high priced inventory, because we're stocking these big 10,000 pound steel coils, and we've got these, you know, big CNC brakes and roll formers that make this material. And all that stuff's really capital intensive. And obviously I'm not Bill Gates, so I had to get a loan for that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was really down to the wire. We didn't really know how realistic this dream was until we got like an approval from the bank, and they were like, yeah, this is something you can do. And 30 days later, you know,
wow, we
were in a building.
Wow.
So it all happened super fast. And I mean, you know, we had been talking about going into business together for a while. We didn't really know what that looked like. We had talked about a couple of different kinds of businesses. What do we really want to do, you know? Mm-hmm. And I could never forsake my first love of slinging good old American steel. And that's just where we settled.
That's awesome, man. And so now we're, I guess what's September to now? Is that 6 months?
Is it
about 7 months? Like 7 months in. How are we looking as far as what we projected, what we expected? Are we on pace? Are we a little bit more busy, a little bit less busy? Where are we at?
I'm blessed to say, man, we're blowing projections out of the water.
Yeah.
And I mean, we knew the area was starved for good service, and we're already making a splash and treating people the way that they deserve to be treated. And it doesn't take long for word to get around when you're treating people the right way. And thankfully, that's already coming back around, and we're killing it. We've had a couple of really good months back to back, and super busy, bringing on more staff, hiring people here locally, and it's going really good.
That's awesome, man. So we talked a little bit about the past, getting to this point. We're talking about the present here. Let's look at the future, and what does the future for True Metal look like? I know Adam came in here the other day and he was telling me, you guys are free. I know, but leaving your other job, whenever you do that, you've got a little bit of, you know, some territory things you got to work out. All that's lifted, right?
Yeah.
You guys are free to go wherever, do whatever. What's the future look like? Obviously, you know, if there's anything you want to keep under wraps, you can, but what can you tell the people to be keeping their eye out for?
Yeah, you know, I won't tell you all the tricks I've got up my sleeve, but, you know, we feel like that there are definitely other areas that need to experience true service. And I dare say, Johnny, she'll be seeing True Metal Supply's name pop up in a couple other cities before too much longer.
Let's go.
But we just want to keep treating people right, and we believe in this product, and I want to put a metal roof on every house in East Tennessee.
Let's go. Now you keep saying the word, obviously it's the name of the company, but true service, True Metal.
Right.
Where'd the name come from? What was the meaning behind that?
Yeah, you know, actually Adam's wife first came up with the name, so I can't take the credit for that. We'll give her a shout out. But it's actually an acronym for our core values. So we call ourselves a kingdom-minded company.
Okay.
And we literally think we're building the kingdom of God by putting a metal roof on it. And we're a values-driven company. Our core values are trust, respect, uprightness, and excellence. And that's what TRUE is an acronym for. And we believe in those values. We hire by them, we fire by them, we serve our customers by those. It's how we live and how we operate.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you say that, because it actually reminds me of when I was talking to Adam the other day, and he was saying you guys were hiring for positions, and I was kind of asking him like, yeah, you need a certain amount of experience in the industry? What are you guys looking for, just in case I know someone or can help you guys out in any way? And he was like, no, it has nothing to do with experience in the industry. You can know nothing, but, I want you to say it because I'll mess it up here. But he gave 3 things that they look for in every employee, and none of them had anything to do with actual metal roofing. It was everything else outside of it. So what are those?
Yeah, we look for people that are humble, hungry, and smart, and you don't have to know anything about metal roofing, but you do have to be willing to learn, and you got to have a good attitude. Like literally every interview I do, I ask people about their attitude and gauge their attitude. It's really more of an attitude interview than it is a skills interview, because we can teach you skills. I can teach you how to run a machine. I can teach you all about metal roofing products, but I can't make you have a good attitude if you've got a sucky one. And that's really your choice. You choose what kind of attitude you're going to have. And we hire character, we hire attitude. And if you've got those 2 things and are willing to learn, we can teach you the rest.
So I want to pivot a little bit here, and I kind of want to talk about your social media presence. Because as another small business owner that's trying to learn more about social media and market his company, I see you guys, and you're absolutely killing it. I want to first start talking about this video that I saw the other day on your guys' page. You guys were able to partnered with another company, I think that you guys work kind of close hand in hand with, were able to deliver somebody that was in desperate need of a new roof. They'd kind of been in a bad situation, and they needed a new roof very desperately, and you guys were able to provide that to them free of charge. How did that come about? Tell us a little bit about that story and what happened there.
Yeah, man. So we had somebody, you're right, we have a really good partner contractor of ours, Flow Roofing. We'll give them a big shout out. And they were actually approached by somebody in their network of a lady whose roof was just leaking like crazy. And it was really to a dangerous point. I mean, she had buckets on her bed catching water. That's how bad it was. It was just pouring in this house. And she'd recently bought it, couldn't afford to get it fixed, had gotten several quotes, just couldn't handle it. And like I said, we're a kingdom-minded company, and it made sense. So we said, we just got to fix this lady's roof for her. And so we got together, and Flow Roofing's team of installers donated their labor, and we donated materials, and we all got together for a big work day, and we replaced this lady's roof for free. And it was so cool. Me and the owner of Flow Roofing, his name's Phil, we got to go out and literally just walk up to her house. She had no idea we were coming. She had no idea we were going to give her a roof. We just knocked on her door, and we kind of poked and prodded around, asked her some questions because there's tarps all over her roof. Yeah. And kind of tricked her, I hate to say that, into telling her story a little bit. And then we kind of just dropped the bombshell, and Phil's like, hey, actually I own a roofing company, and Mason owns a company that makes metal roofing, and if it's all the same to you, we're just going to show up tomorrow and replace your roof, no cost.
That's incredible.
And she broke down, and you could tell just how relieved she was, and gave us both a big hug. And we came out the next day, got a roof replaced, and she had a carport that was really dangerous. We ended up just tearing it down and rebuilding it, and kind of fixing up the property, planting some shrubs and trees, flowers, mulch beds, all that kind of stuff. Really just making it look nice around there. And it was a really, really special, awesome experience that we got to be a part of. And thankfully now that family's got a safe roof over their head.
That's incredible, man. And I think that's so important for the community, small businesses. And that's kind of why we push it, for people to support. Yeah. It's a community effort. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to get to the same place, and we get there a whole lot quicker if we all work together. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so that's awesome, man. I love to see that community give back. I told you as you walked in, I was like, man, you're the king of reels, man. What in the world? And I know you were telling me a little bit about how your TikTok is taking off as well.
Yeah.
But man, you're killing it in the reels game on Instagram. I was scrolling through after I watched that video. I was like, well, let me go see some of their other stuff.
Yeah.
And man, so many videos, million views, one with like 8 million views, one with a couple 100,000. So give me, the audience may be able to get from this too, but this is more I'm asking you this for me. Give me some advice on how I can get my reel game, step it up and get on your level, man.
Get it up, man. Well, there's a secret. And if you subscribe to my course for no, I'm just kidding, dude. Anything like that. That was the thing, man. Me and you were talking about this off camera earlier. It's not like that I've got this secret I'm hedging that I'm not sharing with anybody. I've got a gut for what I feel like looks good with my stuff, and I post what I think looks good, and it takes off. But I think the biggest thing for me really is, which, that video we posted with that giveaway was a little unique. And, the haters are like, oh, there just happened to be a camera there catching you do this really good deed, and stuff like that. And of course we plan to have it on camera, and we're not ashamed of that. Like, we're really glad we could give that roof away. We're proud we were able to do it. And we want the community to know if they do business with us, this is what we do with our proceeds. Like, we can't give everybody a free roof.
Yeah.
But, when you buy a roof from us, a lot of that money that we make off of those jobs is going back to help people like that.
Yeah.
And we're okay with publicizing that.
Yeah.
And, some of our other content's just kind of showing what we do. And it's clips of panels going through a machine or something like that. And, I think it's this satisfying video thing. People like seeing a flat piece of metal get wrinkles put in it. And it's really just that basic. I try to not overcomplicate it, because there's a lot of stuff that goes into the process. So I'll kind of just show one part of the process instead of trying to make a really extravagant, reel that shows every part of it. Most people aren't as invested in that whole process as I am. They just want to see something cool, like flat metal get wrinkled. And that's what I show them. It takes off.
I'll tell you what, I want to go back to what you said there. Listen, I don't care what the haters say, man. If you want to get me a free roof, you can publish it. You can make a million video, like post it everywhere.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I'll cry. I'll do whatever I got to do, man. Like, you just tell me if it gets me a free roof, I'm all for it. So I don't think, was the lady upset at all that it was recorded?
Dude, she was, we obviously talked to her about it before we posted it. Like, we didn't post it without her consent. And she was more than thrilled to, like, she wanted that story shared. She was so glad we were there able to help. And like, this is something we want to do again.
Yeah.
And, already we've had people reach out to us and be like, hey, next time you do this, I know somebody that's in need.
That's awesome.
And so, like, us posting that, it's good for our business. Of course we want our business to go. We want to help more people. And now we've got more leads on people that need our help. And next time we're able to give a roof away, we've got a book of people that, that might need this, that we can go help.
That's awesome, man. So with an industry like metal roofing, in my head, it's such a niche thing, right? Like, and I think that way about barbering too. Now, obviously everyone has to get a haircut, but there's not too many people that are just out there like, man, I want to see a bunch of barbershop content. So how do you do that with metal roofing, which seems almost even more niche of an audience there? How are you, when you're making these reels, you're pouring out this content, how are you kind of cycling that through, knowing that, okay, this is not just this absolutely huge market. Now, there is an audience there. I just got to get to that audience. So how are you doing that from the social media aspect of getting that out to those people?
People don't know what they want to see until they see it. And so it's not that I'm thinking, all right, who's out there just dying to see a video of metal roofing? It's, how can I make what I'm doing interesting to people who don't even understand it or know about it?
Yeah.
And, I was kind of bouncing some ideas of reels you should make that maybe doesn't even give a full picture of everything Barbers United is, but it might be a small glimpse into like one of your processes, right? Like some clippers going over somebody's head or whatever. And like, that's what I do with mine. It's a small glimpse into a process that's cool, and it might pique somebody's interest and get them searching more into what we do. So it's not like I'm chasing down people that are already thinking about metal roofing. It's, how can I make metal roofing interesting to people that aren't thinking about it?
That's good, man. See, because I think that's probably where I get lost sometimes in it, because I'm not some social media guru. I really don't understand, the algorithm and how to get all that, I just post things, but I kind of look at it almost in the full picture. I feel like a lot of times, like I want to do film a whole haircut. You know, I want the whole thing, and you're probably right on that. You know, just give them a little piece of it. You know what I mean? And then if they're interested, they'll come back for more. You know what I mean? They'll go look for the full video, but maybe it doesn't always have to be that every single time.
You gotta grow the engagement, because you're right. Most people aren't gonna watch the full haircut video, but if you get enough people watching that 10-second video, then the person who does want to watch a full haircut video is probably got a better chance of actually seeing your stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Good. Yeah.
So you got a better chance of catching those people you actually wanted to see that long form content if you get that short form content out to the masses.
And I don't want to, you know, get your head too high here. I've complimented you a lot here, and I'm a big fan of True Metal, and I like seeing all your stuff, your billboards. And I want to say, I think that you do very good on the branding aspect of it. And I want you to kind of talk about that a little bit, on where your mindset from that all came. But just that true, obviously it's such a good word, but I just feel like everything is so clean. All the branding is clean. The billboards, they're not busy billboards. They're very simple. This is a weird thing that I just see in my brain. I like everything's lowercase, nothing's capitalized. I don't know if there's a reason behind that, but even the billboards, everything's lowercase, and it's cool, and it's very simple. It's metal roofing, made in Knoxville, True Metal Supply. It's very clean. You know it. Another small thing that I noticed was going on your Instagram page, and you know where you can, I don't even know what they're called necessarily, but they're like in the bio, but they're like from your stories, and they're like the highlights. Is that what they're called? Highlights, yeah. And yours is TRUE, like it spells out the true on there. Like it just looks so clean. So branding wise, you know, how did you come up with all this, man? And where does the inspiration come from it?
Yeah, I mean, my philosophy in marketing has evolved over the years, and it's gotten to where I really just believe, like, as stripped down and simple as I can make messaging, like, the better. The more simple it is, the better. And like, you literally just quoted our billboard verbatim. The only thing it says is metal roofing is made in Knoxville. And, you know, because I look around at other billboards in the area, and it's littered with words and addresses and phone numbers and URLs and everything else. I'm just like, dude, you know, I'm never going to read all of this stuff. Like, these don't stand out to me. Yeah. But metal roofing made in Knoxville, if somebody's in Knoxville and they need metal roofing, they know exactly what that billboard is. Oh, there's metal roofing made here in Knoxville. And then it's got our name right there, True Metal Supply. And so they can, my hope is that they either Google True Metal Supply, or they Google metal roofing made in Knoxville, and True Metal Supply is going to pop up. And that's how we're going to get the business off of that. And that's really how I brand on all platforms. More simple, the better.
That's awesome, man. Now, I do want to talk about a little bit of your other projects, because you do more than just True Metal. That's been, obviously, I think your focus here recently. You've been putting all your efforts in there, but you do have some things that you've done on the side over time. I know I talked about this before, you introduced me to this world. You have a podcast that you're doing right now with your partner there, Adam. Yep. And what is the name of it?
Through the Roof. And
let's talk about that a little bit more. What do you guys discuss on there, and what's that about?
Yeah, it's an extension of True Metal Supply, and it's a consumer-focused podcast, and we really just talk about, like, building material projects and what materials can be used for, because, you know, we do metal roofing, but we do a lot more than that. We're also big in the post-frame world, which we won't bore your listeners with the ins and outs of post-frame, but that's really like a whole community of its own. And there's a lot of DIYers in that community that want to learn, you know, really specifics about the products and the benefits of this product versus that one, and how to install this thing and how to install that thing. And like, it's a whole little community. And so we kind of made this podcast to tailor to that audience, and really let them deep dive into the ins and outs of products and installation techniques and all that kind of stuff for their DIY stuff.
We're wrapping up here, getting ready to finish up. We've talked about the business. Let's talk about you a little bit. Your personal side, married, kids. What's the situation look like, my man?
I am, dude. I'm married. I got two kids. Keep me stressed out to the max. I got a 7-year-old daughter, a 5-year-old son. We're never bored.
There we go.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We're always into something. Emotions are always high, and I love every minute of it. So
now that we got the important stuff out of the way, I want to know your Instagram handle. Is not Mason Burchett. It's not, you know, Mason Metal Roofing. It's not True Metal Supply. What's your Instagram handle?
It's a little insight into just my personal life. Mason Juan Kenobi.
Yes, sir.
which is interesting because I'm actually more of a dark side guy, dude. So I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. And my very first tattoo was a Star Wars tattoo. I've got no shame. I got like half off drinks at every bar in Knoxville on Star Wars Day because I had that tattoo. So I don't want to hear it. But yeah, man, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. And so Mason Wan Kenobi, it's also my Venmo handle. So like when I shoot somebody some Venmo, and my little icon is like this super retro stormtrooper. He's like carrying a boombox and he's got like this bling and stuff on it. That's awesome.
It's good for business, right?
Yeah.
It's good, man. I got to know you're human, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm definitely human. I sling metal roofing during the day and I just read Star Wars books at night.
And a big Braves fan, right?
Huge Braves fan.
How they doing so far? I don't watch much baseball.
They're killing it. Number one in the National League, bro.
I'll follow up once playoff time comes and, World Series. But how you guys looking?
It's a home run derby every game right now. Marcell Ozuna's finally clicking. Everybody's just hammering it. We've injured 2 of our star players, which is like what the Braves always need to do to win a World Series. We can't win a World Series if Ronald Acuna Jr. is healthy. We got to break his knee or something.
Is he out again?
I don't think he's going to be out. He fouled one off of his knee, and they took him out of the game for precautions. But hopefully he'll be all right.
Maybe the ownership and coaching staff knows he has to get hurt, so they wait for any moment for it to be, even if it's sly, and they're like, okay, you're out for the season.
Yeah, you're done.
We just want to keep him. We don't want to lose him for the rest of his career.
Yeah, but no, they're killing it, dude. Number 1 in the National League. I think we're like number 2 in the majors right now. So
I don't know much, but the things I hear at the end of every off season is for the past 2 off seasons that you guys have let the homegrown star walk. Is that true?
Are you talking about Freddie?
Freddie was 2 years ago, and then this last year there was someone else. Who was it this past summer?
Will Dansby Swanson.
Yes, yeah. Those are like the 2 big guys, right? And they let them both walk.
They did, but we're building this new bench. I was real nervous about it at first, especially with the Freddie. I wasn't as nervous about Dansby, but I was a little nervous about Freddie, what it would do to the team's culture. But Matt Olson's he's just a total rock star, dude. And the Atlanta fan base has accepted him with open arms, and he's killing it. I don't even know Freddie anymore. He's dead to me.
He's gone.
He's got porcelain veneers. He's not a Georgia boy. And I don't know. So they keep. Austin Riley's really slid into that franchise player role too. I really see him as a team leader, especially as he kind of goes through the ranks. I think he's going to really step into that same franchise player role like Chipper Jones and Freddie Freeman were in all those years.
So then in a couple of years, you'll just let him walk.
Yeah.
He'll follow suit.
So hopefully we'll win a World Series again, and then we'll just let him go.
Did you go nuts when you guys won a couple of years back?
I'm not a crier, man. I'm really not a crier. I didn't cry when my kids were born. I didn't cry when I got diagnosed with cancer, but I cried when the Braves won the World Series, dude. I cried like a baby.
Sheesh.
Just cried and cried. I was born in 94. They won a World Series in 95, and that was the last time.
Wow.
So, I got in touch with my sensitive side, Jonas. I don't know what to tell you.
Mason, I appreciate you coming on, my man, sharing your journey. Before you leave here, I'm going to show you this haircut, make sure it all looks good.
Let's go. What if I hate it? What if he turns me around and...
Well, then we'll just cut the whole episode. Just figure the rest out there.
Oh, killed it as always, man.
Really good for you right there, my man. Nice and short. Took off that back, tapered it all off.
Clean.
Lined the beard up for you.
The best barber in Knoxville right
there. There it is, my man. Well, I want you to plug yourself one last time before you get out of here. True Metal Supply, someone's interested in getting a metal roof, how do they do that?
They go to truemetalsupply.com. All of our information's on there. We ship nationwide. Give us a call or shoot us a message. Watch our TikTok. I don't care.
And then go ahead and plug your social medias, your Instagram, your TikTok for the business first. It's
at True Metal Supply on everything.
Nice and simple there. And then where can they find the podcast? Through the Roof?
Yeah, everywhere that podcasts are streamed, you can search Through the Roof or True Metal Supply on Spotify, Apple Podcast, all that jazz, and it'll pop up.
Awesome, my man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, my man.
Dude, I appreciate you. I'm proud of you, man.
You've introduced me to this world, so you were one of the first ones I said, man, once I get it, I got to return the favor, and get you on there. So
yeah.
I appreciate you being an encourager, helping me out, leading me down this path. Appreciate you coming on. Thanks to all of you for liking, watching, subscribing. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.